Next topic. We'll see how long we talk about this. Here's going to be an interesting topic. So, have you guys read any of the new canon, not the old legend stuff, any of the new canon Star Wars books that have come out since Disney bought them?
I have not.
They had Bloodlines, which was about primarily Leia in between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. I'm about 2/3 through that book. That's really good. I like that a lot. They had an Aftermath
I may have to
trilogy.
get that from you.
Yeah, it's really good. We could talk about that for a while. We might have to do a segment sometime on these Star Wars books because they're good. They have the Aftermath trilogy that takes place pretty close to right after the Return of the Jedi movie, which the first two have already come out. I haven't read through those yet. I read the first one, wasn't that great. I'm not sure about the second one, but the third one's supposed to be coming out where they even talk about the fate of Lando Calrissian and Jar Jar Binks' fate. Now, clearly, Jar Jar Binks is one of the most beloved Star Wars characters that we all...
He is to me.
Oh, man. We would never want to imagine
We would
a world
never
of Star
have
Wars.
Disney owning Star Wars without Jar Jar
One
Binks.
of Lucas's best decisions ever
Make a Jamaican.
was to make, this ridiculous fucking character.
Eisenhower, this is correct.
So painful to watch.
I have a theory.
What's that?
I have a theory with Jar Jar. I know everybody bashes him. But my theory with Jar Jar Binks, and I said this before The Force Awakens comes out, that Jar Jar was the best thing to ever happen to Star Wars.
I'm listening.
What happened with Jar Jar Binks? So he's introduced in the first movie. He's horrible. They keep him going. Second movie. Third movie. Everybody hates Jar Jar Binks. But because Jar Jar Binks is such a horrible character, George Lucas is okay with selling the rights of Star Wars to Disney, who buys it up and corrects the ship.
How?
Jar Jar is the reason
He's the catalyst
that
for the
Disney was
sales.
able to buy Star Wars from George Lucas. So Jar Jar Binks is the hero of those three stories.
Let me see if I'm understanding you correctly. You think that because Jar Jar Binks, the character that is so universally hated, regardless
Yes.
of the money that George Lucas has made from this prequel trilogy,
Okay.
which he made a shitload, or the TV series Sense and all the merchandising and all the money he's making, you think that's why he sold Star Wars to Disney?
I don't think he directly said, "Thanks, Jar Jar, for letting me sell this." No, I think what ended up happening is that Jar Jar bounce, right? It's like, right? That when that happened, George Lucas is like, maybe I'm not that great at writing these stories anymore.
Oh.
Maybe I should hand it off onto somebody else. And boom, Jar Jar is actually a Jedi Master and our hero
From
in those first three
from
movies.
another universe. He said, this man must be stopped.
Yeah. Misa need to sell the rights to Star Wars because I'm going to come up with the goddamn Jar Jar Binks.
If that is the case by any stretch of the imagination, that is a hell of a price us as fans had to pay to get the ship corrected in the first place.
The guy's a hero.
Oh.
Well, you know
we
what?
should all be thankful. We should look at Jar Jar Binks as our hero because he actually allowed Star Wars to continue and be good again.
Even when some people will argue, well, everybody said that about the Ewoks when Jedi came out, that it was too kiddie, whatever. I'm like, bullshit. Even if that's true to some extent, which it is, watch those two side by side. And don't even tell me there's a huge chasm of difference between Wicket the Ewok saying yub yub and this fucking character singing jive or Misa Oki Dame, blah, blah, blah. The whole fucking movie that's just bullshit. That doesn't even count. Everyone's basically hated this character, but now we find out in this new book,
Apparently,
kind of sucks because now this almost makes you feel sorry for him.
it's just
yeah.
desserts. All right.
Yeah, let's feel sorry for the Gungans.
What's happening to him is just everybody in the Star Wars universe reacting to him the way that we all have.
Yeah. So you guys are familiar with this?
With what they're just with what they're not specific details, but they kind of paint the picture.
For those of you who haven't read about this, basically he's back on Naboo and basically been ostracized by everybody because they all blame him for giving executive powers to Palpatine. So now he's just on the streets as a clown juggling and stuff, and everybody hates him. And he says, "Jar Jar making some old mistakens." He said, "Naboo think I helped the umpire." So now he's this loser that's on the streets as like a fucking juggler and a clown. And everybody hates. I mean, I literally picture in my head people walking by while he's like looking like a sad dog, and people are like spitting on him and throwing rocks. And
did you ever see that Saturday Night Live skit where Bill Moynihan, or Bobby Moynihan, I'm sorry, is playing George Lucas? And it's supposed to be like a screening for the Force Awakens. And he's like, "I'm really disappointed with the fact there's no Pepsi Zero or Pepsi Max or whatever." That's all I could think of. It's like, this is autobiographical. What happened to Jar Jar is what ended up happening to George. Really disappointed with your lack of Pepsi Max or whatever.
So let's see. He starts off in nothing. He shows up in the Phantom Menace, where he gets involved with a couple of Jedi, becomes a general in the Gungan army, maneuvers himself into the Senate of the Galactic Republic. Makes a terrible decision.
Basically is responsible for billions of deaths.
And now, some odd years later, people can do nothing but lambast this guy.
Yeah. Falls upward through the whole thing.
My God.
It's like the Rick Perry story.
But I mean, yeah, you're right. You can paint the picture that feel sorry for the character, but even as a character, he was responsible. I mean, he was essentially pushed up through the ranks of a political office, knowing he was more often than not always way out of his depth.
Yeah.
Both in like a mental capacity or negotiating ability or anything. And yet he still just allowed himself. He was enjoying the ride. You're right. Yeah. He was a very good-natured character, but he didn't have the sense to kind of say, you know what, maybe I should just be a farmer back on Naboo.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm a whore to the political system, just collecting a paycheck.
Yeah. I mean, he let himself get involved in that. He was really caught up in the excitement of it all.
People want to blame him, but Princess Amidala is the one that went for the vote of incompetence.
Of no confidence and
put Palpatine in power.
You could see she had some redeeming qualities, both like in her actual work, especially when you watch the Clone Wars and you see how involved she was in both, in relief aid and negotiations and promoting peace. Whenever you see Jar Jar, he's literally fucking things up. Like he gets like more often than not. Like let's see here.
It's like the Inspector Gadget that keeps tripping over shit, screwing everything up.
The blue shadow virus, which could have been easily contained, was they didn't find out where it was right away because he was busy trying to eat a bug and busted the thing that they were trying to analyze. When they were sealed down in the caverns after the virus got loose, he decided to He'd never shot anybody before, but he pulls out a blaster, tries shooting a battle droid. Didn't work. He almost killed Ahsoka. Padme had to jump to tackle him down, and her suit got ripped and she got contaminated. Everything that he's involved in, these are actually like storylines where if he wasn't there, everybody else would have come out better on top.
Yeah, they need to remove this guy from
story.
He becomes the patsy.
That was
bullshit. He's not the patsy. He's the direct fucking cause. Like, he is literally causing this shit.
You could say it's because he's too clumsy or stupid or something like that.
Jar Jar is a hero. We should make statues.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I forgot about that. How much he was on. At least they used him sparingly on the Clone Wars.
But
series,
whenever
they did, he sucked just as bad. They didn't dial him back or try to make him better.
And he literally caused problems that would not have been problems and actually wouldn't even have deteriorated from the story. He just made things more difficult for everybody.
Yeah.
I want to know Patton Oswalt's opinion on this. So if he happens to watch it, please comment. Because I know he has an opinion on how the Star Wars shit went down.
He could probably an entire stand-up session on fucking Jar Jar. My God.
I'd love to see it.
So I mean, I don't know if this is. I guess I was you kind of hope. Yeah, tell me like died or he got killed or something like that. Or as weird as it sounds to say, but when you hear this, you're just like, part of you wants to be like, fucking good, but part of you is like, this is almost sad and pathetic.
It is, but I think it's a fitting end for the character that he was.
Yeah.
Good-natured, good-hearted is great, but for the kind of damage he caused, even though it was always inadvertent, it was always.
Yeah.
He was always causing problems.
Finally, Darwin.
Yeah, eventually, you got to drop the hammer.
Yeah.
You gotta hope, right? I mean, you see those people on the street, and you're like, God, let's hope to God evolution takes them out. I know we're trying as hard as we can not to, but let's just.
And
hope
if he's
to
not going to
God.
die, this will be fine. Just isolate him and contain him.
Yeah, no shit. You know what's
You're
important?
a
I think
street
about
juggler
this?
now. Don't move off that corner.
This definitely shows that the Star Wars story group does not like Jar Jar any more than we do.
I think
Now
so.
that we have George Lucas removed, finally the rest of us can come to grips and just admit this character fucking sucks.
The Jar Jar genocide.
Yeah.
This is happening.
Well, cool. Well, I
All
just
the
thought,
Gungans are gone.
I thought that was interesting and
Ocean
worth
dried
bringing up. But yeah, you should definitely watch or read those books. There's a bunch I haven't had time to get to. There's Tarkin. There's Thrawn. I read the Ahsoka book. Ahsoka book was awesome. Explains how she gets her white lightsabers, kind of what she does in this in-between time after the Empire's taken over and she's not a full-fledged Jedi. But I love that the story group's taking control, and I have a lot more faith in these storytellers than George Lucas at the helm. So, Jar Jar, I'm sorry, but
Think we'll get a
suck
Ahsoka
it.
movie?
Maybe down the road, who knows? Did you see that fan art that was going around? Somebody mentioned that they thought it would be cool if what's her name? Plays the nurse on Daredevil, what's her name?
Rosalind something?
Why can't I
know.
think of her name?
I don't know.
She was also in Rent.
Yeah, she was in Clerks too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys know what I'm talking about. But her playing.
She was also in Kids, by the way.
Was she?
Rosario
Rosario
Dawson.
In case you
Dawson.
want to be creeped out. Yeah.
Boy, there's an interesting shift. But somebody
This is me, Casper.
somebody mentioned that they'd like her to play Ahsoka. And she tweeted back, yes, please. She loves Ahsoka.
Yeah, I can
and
see that.
somebody did some
Yeah.
artwork with her playing Ahsoka, and it actually looked pretty good.
Yeah.
It'd be weird to me not having Ahsoka's voice that we know. I almost
Yeah.
kind of want her to do it if they ever do that. But
Yeah, I see more like a Zoe Zalander
Oh, okay.
maybe.
playing Ahsoka.
I don't know. Her voice drives me nuts.
She was awesome in Columbiana.
She's the same one that was in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, right?
She's in Guardians of the
Oh,
Galaxy.
no.
Yeah, I
I'm
was
thinking
gonna say,
I'm
who's
thinking
Gamora.
of
Yeah, she was.
I'm thinking of someone else. Yeah, no, she would be awesome. Yeah, I'd be all up for that.
Yeah.
Who knows if we'll ever get an Ahsoka movie? I mean, it would have to take place before Rebels and after, because I mean, basically, from what we know, is she's probably dead. But
Well, it could be taking place during
Yeah.
Rebels.
yeah, I'd like to see it. Who knows?